Ahoy there, mateys! Hello, hello. In this video, I am going to show you how to construct this pretty awesome pirate's treasure chest. That's what it looks like from all sides. It's really, really cool. It's quite heavy and there's some interesting things in there. Let's have a look. Inside this magnetic closure here, we have a whole treasure chest full of things. Let's take you through them. This is the bunting, and we've got this really cool little closure here, and inside there we have got all of this bunting. Next up we have got this little bag, this purse. There's a little tiny hidden pocket on the front here that you can use to put something in if you want to. And inside here we've got two little pockets, and inside these pockets we've got some pirate coins, and they've all got different pirate themes on them, and they all open to reveal little cards, little tags, little writing spaces. There are 4 of those in there. That's that one. Next up in our treasure chest we've got this beautiful, beautiful decorative box of gems, and that reveals, if I haven't glued it in, that reveals a writing space that pops out, and that slides in there quite effortlessly like that, and you can't even see it's there. That's a little hidden tag in that one. This one here, you've got this lovely little pirate themed envelope, and inside the envelope we open up to reveal this map of the high seas, this pirate's treasure map with a big old writing space on the back. So that's that one. It's quite a lovely pile of stuff amassing here. And next up we have this. I love this piece. This is a message in a bottle. It's a little hidden tag, and you can slide this out, and there's the space for your message there, and that lives quite nicely in the bottom of the bottle. And if you slide this on, and that looks great. That's lovely. This one here I really love too. This skull with the trifold pirate's hat on it. You can take the hat off and then open this to reveal a writing space, and the hat goes back on, and that's your closure as well for that little card. Awesome. Next up we have this little purse. This little satchel with the skull and crossbones piratey theme continued, and inside there we have got a little gold fob something, but it's not a fob watch, it's a compass, and the dial of the compass actually turns like that, so that's gorgeous too. And that lives in its little bag. And finally, in the pirate's treasure chest, we can shut this now with a satisfying click. Look, looks good. Finally, in the pirate's treasure chest, we have an actual eye patch, which has got elastic around it that will actually fit. So there we are. That's all the things in the pirate's treasure chest. And you've also got room in there if you want to gift this, to put a bag of gold coins, the kind of gold coins that you get at chocolate. In the UK we have gold bars that look like bars of gold bullion, and I'm sure you've got something in the US that would work equally well. So this is a card and a gift in one. If you want to make this to gift as a greetings card, wow, it's really next level. Best greetings card in the world for a boy or a man, or indeed a pirate of any gender or age. Come with me and let's put this thing together and have some fun. So I've cut all my pages out in advance, and it may look a bit chaotic at the moment, but it isn't, because I've got everything in nice little piles. Now I've printed out all of the pages. That's page 1 to page 9, page 1 to page 8 rather, on 250 gram paper. Page 9 is this one here with this map and this little pocket that I've done on 120 gram. And almost everything I've reverse printed with one of the 2 backing papers. They're both pale. This one's got little pirates on, so you can write on both of them, and the other one is quite plain. Now the pages that I haven't reverse printed are pages 1, 2 and page 3. They don't need reverse printing. And these are the 3 pages I'm going to begin with. So I'll put all of these to one side and we'll get going. So this is the lid of our treasure chest. This is the bottom of our treasure chest, and this is the lining, this crushed red velvet for the treasure chest. We're going to need to score and we're going to need to glue. So let's have a look at where we're scoring. This is a box. It's a standard box with sloping sides, and I've given you lines to follow when scoring. These score lines here, you don't want these to go all the way up. I might be better doing those by hand. Let's get my scoring board, a ruler and something to score with. I seem to be using the back of my little sharp scissors here, just for speed really. So you're scoring these lines here as well. All the others I can do with my little scoring board. Right, where did we get to? It's hard to know what I've done. Got some little ones here. I could score these by hand as well, actually, because these ones are on a bit of a slant. If you carried on scoring, you'd go straight down there into the main body of the box, and we don't want to do that. Bit foolish of me to do this by hand, but you know, I'm impetuous. And I've done so much prep cutting these out. I am so keen to get on constructing. And I've got a very steady hand. So there we go. There's our base. Let's start putting that together, even though I haven't creased this yet. Like I say, I'm feeling rather keen to get going with this. So all our pieces are going to fold inwards. This piece here is to give us some nice rigidity on the front of the box there. So we've got that nice fold at the top, and we haven't got a raw piece of paper, just to give you that extra nice luxurious finish. So fold all your pieces into the middle like this, and I think we'll leave that for a moment and get on with this one. Got some bits on my table, leave that for a second. This is going to score along there and along there. And we've got one here somewhere. There we go. Right at the bottom of those 2 tabs. And another one in the same place on the other side. And these little tabs, I think I'll do just by hand. They will naturally follow the shape of this rounded edge. Now I've done all this in my head, but I haven't actually stuck it together yet. I haven't prototyped it, so this is my live prototype as usual, and let's hope it all works out nicely. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop a little bit of glue. Just check that I've folded all of these so I don't have to wrestle with anything in a minute. I'm going to pop some glue on these tabs here, and I'm going to let them go tacky so that they'll grab instantly and I don't have to hold them there. And whilst I'm doing that, letting those go tacky, I can crack on with something else, can't I? There we are. Put that to one side for a moment. Let's have a look at this sweetheart here. Right, this needs to have glue on the tabs, and you'll notice that I've overshot on these tabs. The crease line is here, and I've given you a little bit of this gold edge here, and the reason I've done that is just so that you've got some colour in your edges. You're not going to have a risk of any white showing through on those edges. Another little one of those attention to detail that really makes a difference in these kits. and the quality thereof. There we go. That's that and that's that. What else shall we do whilst we're waiting for all that lot to go tacky? Let's put this little fella together. This is very simple. We've got a little envelope here with two little tabs on the end, and there's a fine white line for you to follow there. We're making a little envelope for our map, which forms a nice big writing space. So we can pop some glue on these two tabs here and let that go tacky. Now there was a way when I was designing this that I was going to fold it, that I knew that it fitted, and I can't remember for the life of me how that was. I remember that it goes in half and it fits in half that way, and then I think this had to fold into 3. So I'm just going to measure that off. It's kind of 3. I think that'll do it. Yeah, I've made mine a little bit too tall. You could go a bit shallower there, perhaps. There we go. Roughly 3. I don't mind if mine pokes out over the top a little bit. It shouldn't do. And then I can stick this together, I think. This doesn't need much to stick it together because it's only a piece of paper. And those little foldy bits will do what they're told quite readily. Line it up so you're straight, Parish. And there's your little... Wow, it looks good. I'll get me a hole punch. It's over here. Make a little thumb cut in the top there. I won't go too deep so that I don't chop the skull's head off. Line that up in the centre. There's my cute little thumb cut. Here's my map. And that pops in there like that. That's really, really nice. Right, let's get back to this treasure chest. These little tabs have had a chance to go tacky. Let's see how we're going to cope with this now. So this section here, this rounded section, you want it to sit just slightly underneath this straight bit here. I think I've let my bits go a bit too dry. And you're going to just tease those round into place like this, and I hope it all fits. I hope it fits. It seems to be working fine. I don't think I'm going to have to make any adjustments to your design. I've let that go a little bit too dry though. I think we'll get away with it. Line that up as best you can. There, that looks quite good. And go the same this side. Oh yes, we've got a rounded top to our treasure chest. It's going to be good. Look at that, we've got a rounded top. That's wonderful. And I did have it in mind as well, because we're lining this top with this piece here. If you want to, and if I can find any, I'm going to put some little pieces of tape in here. There we go. I've got my lovely black masking tape. This is beautiful. I use this for edging. You can see this in use in my Midori style binder. It's a really, really nice way to go about making journal covers. Yeah, so what I had in mind, if you wanted to, take a couple of little pieces of tape and maybe without the hair, and then you can just, with a bit of a fiddle and a faff, I guess you could do that before you stuck it together really, you can add a couple of little bits of tape if you want a little bit of extra reinforcement there. To be honest, I don't really think I'm going to do it. The option's there if you want to, but I don't think it needs it. No, not really. I think I'm going to be okay. But that was my idea. Anyway, if you want to, you can add a little bit of tape reinforcement in there, because we're going to be covering that up with these pieces here. Now then, let's have a look. Oh, we need to stick this together, don't we? It's all going on, guys. It's all going on. I hope I've made all these folds. Didn't make those two look like a twit. So we're making a box, but our box is on a bit of an angle. So bring up your tabs, pop them underneath and form your box. And this is where letting glue go tacky really comes into its own. So you get that instant grab, but you've also got a little bit of wiggle room. You can use a tape roller if you want. I don't particularly like them because of the plastic waste, and also they don't give you the wiggle room. There we go. So there's the box. It's looking good. This long piece here with the white on the lid is going to be your hinge, and this white section is gluing inside the back of this box that doesn't have the tab on it. So I can glue this on. Pop some glue on there. And whilst I'm here, I might as well glue these little sections on here. And I've got these crushed red velvet pieces that are going to glue inside the lid of my box. Now then, it's up to you whether you want to have this wood effect on the outside of that or the inside. I might do one of each to show you so that you can see which one you prefer before you commit yourself. So I'll pop that down, and then I'm going to glue this piece down over the top of it. Probably can't see that on the video now. Glue that down. So we haven't got much. Can you even see? Can you see? We haven't got much of that red velvet showing on this one. For the sake of the video, on this one I'm going to put the little wood section down first, aren't I? Obviously mine is going to be a little bit odd, but I'm doing it for you so you can decide which way you want to take it. You're welcome. Glue on there. Let's pop this one in place. Glue straight down, no nonsense. There we go. Put my fingers in the glue. Yeah, so I think I prefer this one here where I've got all that red velvet showing, and not that one so much. But like I say, I wanted to do them both different so you could see. I wonder if I've still got enough time to change my mind. Yes, I have. Look at that. I'm going to get gluey. There we go. That'll do. That'll dry nice and solid. It's a bit soft at the moment. Now then, what have we got? We have got this piece here, which is going to be the lining for our box. So I'm going to glue this tab down. If I can get hold of it. That's going to complain, and it needed to go tacky really. Oh, go on, it's doing all right. It's doing okay. There. This one here, I can't remember what I'm doing with this. I know that I'm gluing these 3 tabs, so I might as well get on and do this main box here. Yeah, on the 3 sides that have got tabs. Let's glue those tabs down, because I've already established that I like the velvet on the top better, more than I like it underneath. I'm going to have quite a nice rigid treasure chest when all this is done. There we go, and I think I'm good now. Still got some gluing to do because I haven't let my glue go tacky. I'm now going to glue the lid onto the box. I've got a front of the box that's got the keyhole on it, so I'm going to make sure that I glue into the back like this. And just close it, line everything up, make sure that this is sitting exactly where I need it to sit, so it's nice and level. And we've got a treasure chest. Look at that. It's really good. It's really, really good. Now I've got a right faff because I've got to get this piece in here. I'm going to just trim just a tiny little bit off this so it's a little bit easier to fit in, I think. Now, this piece here is cleverly designed. I won't glue it just yet. I'll show you what it's designed to do, is to slip inside to the bottom of the box, as you can see there, and then this folds round into the lid. So you've got one, when it's glued in place, you've got one continuous piece of paper there, which is going to really help the rigidity of our piece. So I'm going to grab my big glue and I'm going to glue all of this now. And I think I'll give this an opportunity to go tacky. And I'll get a bit messy with it as well and get my fingers involved and spread that glue about a bit. There we go. I'll just give that just a moment. It doesn't need long because I've spread it about. And then I can kind of manhandle it into place. It actually goes in quite easily. So slip it in until it reaches the floor and then just pop it round and that's it. It's really, really very simple and very, very nice, and it wants to go in there. And if you want to, you can get a tool. If you've got one, I've got one. And you can get in there and squish that down. I'm using a bone folder and getting the top there with your fingers and make sure it's all working nicely. One of my tabs has come off there. I can pop that in between those two layers like that. Get that glued back in place. Check it out for fit. It's all fitting very, very nicely. Good, good, good. It's working. And you're going to need to make sure that you can get this open. So once you've got your piece of lining, velvet in place, you can go ahead and reinforce that fold there so that your chest will then open. Obviously it's top heavy because all the weight is in the lid currently. Now then, on page, let me have a look where we are now. On page 4, which is this page here that I've all cut out with this bag of bones on it, you've also got these two little pieces. Grab those little pieces because they're going to be part of the lining. I have to mix up the pages sometimes to get everything on the most economical way for you possible. So I do believe I've got, I'm not sure I've even got a base lining for this. Have I? Oh yes, I have. There it is. There it is. So you've got two sides and you've got a piece of lining for the front and you've got a piece of lining for the bottom, and you know what to do with those. There we go. So we have got a treasure chest. How cool. And it's lined, it's completely lined with this lovely, lovely red velvet. Fabulous. Right, next up we've got this bag of bones, which is a purse, a pirate's purse, filled with these coins. And these coins are little tiny folded tags or little cards. You have to excuse the state of my nails. When I'm not doing this at the moment, I'm gardening, so I'm not one of those people to have really fancy nails. My lifestyle doesn't afford it. So there we are. I'm normalising normal nails. There we go. So there's our beautiful little folded card coins with these pirate themes on them. They're so good. They are really good. Here we have the actual purse itself. Now these little guys here, to be quite honest, I've put on to fill the page because I don't like leaving you with an empty page, but they are also little ghost pockets. If you want to put those on, you can do. They've got little tags at the side, but they haven't got one at the bottom. So a tiny, tiny little seam of glue at the bottom there. And I'll just stick one on to show you, but we'll let that glue grab for a minute. And then we've got these little pockets, and these little pockets fit inside our purse. So I'll fold my little tags and I'll glue my little tags. Where are we? This one here. We're going to glue this little chap onto the front to make a little pocket. Like I say, they're just there because I had a little space on the page and I like to fill the page for you and make these little extra bits and bobs. That's quite cute actually. I've got a gold bar. I think that's too big for this. Yeah, we could pop one of our little coins in there, I guess, if we wanted to. But it's just there. It's just there, that little pocket. There we go. These now can go on, if I can fold this behind and that behind and that behind, accepting the fact that I am covered in glue today. Glue or soil at the moment. Get on there, guy. Come on. There we go. Pop that just above the fold so it's not interfering with your fold. There we are. Same on to the side. I think it's because I'm dealing with pirates that I'm all gung-ho about this today, rather than all delicate and fairy-like. It's just the energy, the pirate energy, channeling pirate energy. So there we go, there's our pockets, and we've got 2 large coins and 2 little coins for our little swag bag here, our little pirate's purse. Now then, you can wrap this with string if you want, which is my choice, but my string has gone for a walk. Might even have made it out into the garden. It's a great big ball of natural twine and it gets used for everything. I've got sellotape all over stuck to my fingers. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this later on as well when I come to make the bunting. So I think I'll just go with a piece of this for now. So a few wraps. Let's go for one less wrap than that. And a tie. And I'm just going to go one, I think, for now. And there you go. There you have your pirate's purse with the coins inside. Let's pop it in here along with the map. Oh my God, this is going to be great. This is going to be such fun. I'm excited about this page. This is page 5. I've been looking forward to putting this one together particularly because I've got this idea that I'm really going to enjoy. Now then, I'm going to glue all the way around the edge. I appreciate that we've got a narrow bottleneck up at the top there. Just give yourself a very narrow edge for all of it if you can. Doesn't really matter about this top piece so much. And I'm going to let that go tacky, and this piece is a part of that. This piece here is a little journaling space, a little bit of secret writing space there. The pirate's hat we're going to glue together all around the edge. I think don't glue this bottom section. I think just start at the curve of the hat there, come all the way around. So you're forming a pocket. Just stop there, okay? And we'll let that go tacky, and we'll come back to it all in a moment. Now these have had a chance to go tacky, I'm really excited about putting these 2 pieces together. I'm just going to glue this whole bottle together. You heard right, the whole bottle is getting glued together, but we have not finished with it. No, we have not. And we've got this pirate's hat as well to glue together. Now we haven't glued this bottom section, so it's going to form a pocket when we glue it together, but the pocket is actually a hat, and it is the piece that keeps this little folding secret writing space together. So we can pop our hat onto our skull. There we are, like that. It's double-sided, and when we take that off, we can open this up and we've got a little writing space. Very clever little design, Emma Parish. Thank you very much. Pop you in there, put you to one side. He looks so good. Right, now this one, we're going to cut this in half now. I know. I'm covered in glue. You can either cut straight across or you can follow this curve here. What shall I do? I think I'll follow the curve for the sake of the video to show you. If there are any problems with that, then you just go straight across. You can cut anywhere along here. There. So now we've made 2 little pocket shapes. And I might need a tool to get in there first of all. Oh, it's tricky with the first one. There we are. And this piece is going to fold in half. And then this then becomes, put your curved edge up at the top here, like this. And then pop it in here. Oh, come on, go in. There we are. Pop that bit in there. And then this then becomes your message in a bottle. Ta-da! I'm really pleased with that. I've been looking forward to putting this piece together since I designed it. There. It works like a charm. So there's those 2 pieces. They're wonderful. They can go in our treasure chest and it's starting to look really interesting and nice in there. Right, let's move on. This is everything on page 6. I'm aware that I'm not doing this in order. I'm sorry. We've got a knife here. Now this knife is just a little bit of whimsy and it's 2-sided. I've scrumpled my edge off, my very tip there up, but it's okay. I'll get away with it. So a little bit of glue on one of those. And then this is very simply going to glue together. And it's just a little bit of whimsy. Whilst I'm here, actually, I'm going to take this apart to dry properly. So that I don't inadvertently glue any bits and pieces together. So there's my little knife, my little cutlass, and that's just a little bit of whimsy that can maybe go in and live with the map. It'll fit in that envelope quite nicely. Put that to one side. This here is an actual eyepiece. I've cut this with my Cricut machine. I'm starting now to use my Cricut machine a bit more, and I cut some of the pages, the fussier pages, with the Cricut and some of the pages by hand and with my paper trimmer. So this is an actual eye patch. What a lot of fun that is. And I've also got some elastic here, some black elastic. So I'm just going to, off camera, stretch this around my head so it's nice and comfortable but also fits. I'm going to cut this piece of elastic. I'm going to apply glue all over one side. I haven't done any of my inking either, by the way, which you may notice. I'm going to go ahead and do that afterwards. After all the prep for this pirate's treasure chest, I was so keen to get on. I thought, oh, heckers to it. I thought, I'll do me inking after. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on all of one side and a little bit of glue on these 2 edges over here as well, because I'm going to be putting my elastic in there. If you want to make holes and tie your elastic on, then by all means do that, but I'm going to sandwich mine in between my 2 layers. So this is my beautiful, beautiful treasure box. These pieces go together back to back. This piece needs to be scored here. The flap needs to fold under. Before I glue these 2 pieces together, I'm going to decide where I'm going to slice into here. I need my craft knife. It's all the way over there, and I need my little cutting mat. Now this piece here is going to make a secret tag, and I am going to cut, making sure I've only got 1 layer. I'm going to cut a straight line all the way along this edge here, around this corner, and then all the way up here. I'm not going right to the edge, otherwise I'll cut this section off, and that's not what we want to do. And when I've done that, I'm going to pop this piece inside and make this amazing little secret tag. I'm going to ink this one now, as you'll get a better effect when you can't see that little white edge. There we go. Right, so pop this in so that it's where you want it to be. It's all nice and lined up and looking like a secret little tag. And when you turn it over, you can see what you're left with. So I would suggest that you have this in place so you know where you're gluing. I can afford to lift that up just a little to there. There we are. So you've got a narrow seam to go all the way around this treasure chest, and then everything above the line that you've cut you can apply glue to, and this would maybe be a good time to introduce your closure. So pop that on, line it up. There we go, that'll do nicely. Stick that in place, and then you can stick your other piece down over the top. And now would be a good time to remove your little slidey tag, because you don't want to accidentally glue that down. There we go, and that's your little treasure box. So we'll put that to one side to dry before we pop that back in. Let's come back now to our eyepiece. Hope this hasn't gone too tacky while we were messing about, too dry rather. So I'm going to pop my elastic on one side of my eyepiece. I've allowed a little extra like this, and I'm going to bring it all the way around. Make sure that because my elastic's flat, I don't want there to be a fold in it. That'll do nicely. And then I'm going to glue this other piece on the back here. And there we have the eye patch. It's worth inking that now because I've got a little bit of cry-cut misalignment, despite having calibrated it before I started the project. There we go. That's it, that's the eye patch. That's wonderful. Look at it, look at it, look. Page 7 consists of a compass and a little bag in which to keep the compass, a little satchel type affair. The front and the back of the compass are this piece here, so they fold in half. Then you've got a little tag that just folds over there. That's a little closure, and it just stays in place nicely by itself. Then we have one section here which is just a decorative space, and then we have the compass itself, and we also have a little turning needle. Up to you if you want to just glue that on. I'm going to go and get my crocodile, and I'm going to go for a little gold one this time. I'm going to make a hole. Oh, I'm not going to be able to make a hole through the centre. I don't think I've got enough room. I haven't. Look at that. We're going to have to go in with a brad, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine, because we're going to hide that brad back. I'm going to find my brads back in a moment. There we are. I've got some tiny little ones. They'll do. So I want to make a hole now through the centre of my I could do with a thing to make the hole with. Don't want to use my scissors. Where's my pointy tool? There it is. So I might as well line these two little guys up as best I can. I did this with the Cricut machine, so my centre is slightly off, so I'm going to take that into account. I'm going to make a hole right the way through these two pieces. And then I'm going to get my tiny little brad and poke it through. It doesn't have to be a tiny little brad, you can use a bigger one. So these are what I had to hand. Open up the back there. And now I've got my little, don't do this too tight, incidentally. You want this to be able to move. So that's that. And I can now glue this in place. Which way up shall we go? Right, I'll grab my glue. I'm going to go all the way round, but I'm also not going to go right into the middle. So I want to allow that brad room to turn. Mind you, I don't suppose it needs to. It can just turn on the top, can't it? Anyway, that's what I'm doing. So glue that one in place. I'm going to glue this one in place. If you want to fiddle about with these pieces and do different things with them, you can do. I could, for instance, have made a little secret flap for this one so that it just opened and we had a secret little writing space in there. But I've not done that. I've glued it down solid. So there's our little compass, like that. That's really cool. Excellent. And then we have the satchel. That's going to fold in half. And then we've got this tag that forms the closure at the front. Again, my Cricut machine was ever so slightly and annoyingly off. I'll lose that as best I can. And I've got a pocket. So let's have this opening like that. I'm going to pop my pocket on this side with a little tiny seam of glue around the outside. There. That will then glue down nice and flushly, perfectly fitting shape. Down onto here, and when this glue is dry, which mine obviously isn't, you'll be able to house your compass nicely in there, and that little closure will be just enough to keep it closed, and that can pop in your pirate chest as well. And lastly, we've got, this is actually page 8 because I've been skipping about all over the place. We've got this page of bunting, and all the bunting needs to be scored where this shape peaks here. There we are. Now this piece here we'll put to one side for a moment, and I'm going to fold all of these over. You've got writing spaces on the backs. I'd forgotten that I'd designed these so that they fit so beautifully. Look at that flap, the way that just fits so snugly onto the back there. Well done me. So we're folding all of these over, and then I'm going to employ my black ribbon. If you want to embellish some of your pieces with little bits of black lace and ribbon, you're going to give it a really nice gothic, romantic kind of vibe, which is really nice. So I'm going to start at one end of my ribbon. I'm not going to bother cutting my ribbon. I'll see how long it is when I've finished. And I'm going to pop glue over. Shall I get my big glue on the go here, chaps? I think I will. Now my ribbon is quite wide. I could double that over really, couldn't I? See what that looks like. No, I'll go single. Right. So I'm going to glue a bit of a section there as wide as wide as my ribbon-ish. Right, we've gone tacky. And now I've got a rush to get these finished. I can see one of them is too dry already. Let's pop a little bit more glue on a couple of those pieces and rush through this now. So I'm going to allow a little bit of a length here. Now I'm not bothered which order these come in. If you want to, am I in shot, folks? If you want to spend a bit of time deciding what goes where, you do that. My only concern is that I don't get too of the white ones, the white stripy ones together. I've got two white stripy ones. So I'll have a little bit of a look as I go. I don't know quite how far I want these apart. So I'll just have a little play there. Yeah, I like that. I've got a little bit of something in there. Get that off. There we go. If I go that far apart, I think. But you can do you. You do you. You choose how far apart you want these. And then I'm just going to, fairly randomly, a bit of a nod to what's red, what's black, and what's black and white. But I'm not too bothered. And I know these are upside down, but that's what we've got. We've got bunting. Look, that's wonderful. That really works. Right, I'll chop this end off. Allow yourself a bit of an end. And then you can zigzag fold these. Like this. I've got a leaf on my table. There we go. So you've zigzag folded those. Now this piece here comes into play, and this is your closure. And what we're going to do here is find the middle-ish, and then with all these pieces nicely lined up, I'm going to fold this around, and obviously it's on an angle, and I'm going to fold it around here as well. I'm going to have to chop this end off, aren't I? And then fold this end up here, and then I can pop some glue on this section. And when that's dry, hopefully I haven't glued this to the actual tenants. When that's dry, which mine isn't, impetuous fool, I can go ahead and I can cut this off nice and straight. So I've got this cute little purpose-built, purpose-made closure that will then keep my pennants nice and secure. And there we have it. They are the pieces for the treasure chest. I want to pop a closure on. Now there is no dedicated closure for this treasure chest, but we do have this piece left, and that's what I'm going to use to make my closure. I've also got a little gold bar somewhere. I think I might have popped it in there. Here's just a little bit of extra whimsy that was a page filler. Because I've already said I like to fill those pages up for you, haven't I? If you wanted to go in a different direction and make a different closure for that, by all means go ahead. I've got this little piece here that I've cut out. I've left a little white border around the edge, so I didn't cut in too tight, and I've inked up that edge. And I think this will make really rather a nice closure for the front. And what I'm going to do is glue this top section here, allow that to go tacky, and then I'm going to stick that onto the top of my box. Oh, here's my little gold bar, look. You can slot in there. Right, so I'm going to glue my little, where have I glued to? The corners of the trifold hat. So I'm going to glue that onto the front of my box. This is only gluing onto the lid. Like that, get that nice and central. That looks so good, it looks good. Have you seen on the side of the box, it's got these little wooden kind of skull and crossbones kind of embossed on the sides. So that's glued on. That's now become my closure. And I'm going to take one of my magnet backs and peel that off. I'm going to stick this, where am I going to stick this, guys? Where am I going to stick this? I'm going to stick it bang in the centre of this piece here. So just about there. I've got another side here that I can now take the backing paper off. I'm going to bring this down in one fluid, confident motion because you only get one shot at this. These magnets are very, very sticky, and I'm going to stick that down in place. And hopefully I've got my magnet in place. It's gone right over the top of that skull there. And there we are. That is our treasure chest complete. And it looks absolutely wonderful. It is the business. And I deliberately, in this one, didn't want to cram it because this would make such a beautiful little play set for any gender, any age. Obviously, you know, boys would like this. But you've got room here if you wanted to gift this for a bag of chocolate coins, or in the UK we have gold bars. They look like bars of gold bullion and they're like a caramelly whitish kind of chocolate. I don't know what you have in the US, but I'm sure you've got some lovely treats and treasures that you can add to that kit there. So there we go. I hope you have enjoyed that video. We can have a quick look. Should we have a quick look? I think we will, at what we've got in there. We've got this... We've got this lovely little hidden tag here that's kept closed with this tri-corner pirate's hat there. That looks great. We've got our little bag of coins, which are little cards, little writing spaces. They look great. 2 big and 2 small coins in there. And that's got this fasten on it that will just tie once. I won't bother doing that now. We've got an actual eye patch. If I can get it out. We've got an actual eye patch there. That's wicked good. We've got a little wallet that's got our map in it that's folded thrice. And it's got a nice big writing space on the back there. And that lives in its little wallet. That's gorgeous. We've got our little bunting with its, I like that, that's nice, I'll remember that for future designs. We've got this wonderful bunting that stretches quite a distance. Look, that's all of the bunting. It's quite a big thing when it's opened. That's fabulous. We've got this little satchel with its little closure, and inside the pocket in the satchel we've got a compass that actually turns like that for a child's little play set. That's wonderful. But, you know, it doesn't have to be for children. It can be for men or pirate lasses of any age and people of any gender. And then we've got our lovely little treasure chest with its secret tag in there. That's still a little bit sticky. It needs using a couple of times. It needs sliding in and out a few times to get that nice and malleable. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean. So that's that. That's a lovely piece. And then we've got, finally in here, we've got our little piece of gold bullion, little writing space there. We've got our little bit of whimsy, which is our cutlass. And then we've got our message in a bottle there. And this opens out and folds out to form that writing space. So there we are, my loves. That is the pirate's treasure chest. It closes with a very satisfying little clunk. It's great. It's great. Make all the stuff. Make the treasure chest. Make individual elements as gifts or what have you. You know, play with this and have lots and lots of fun. And I will see you next time.